There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
I don't know
right.
exactly what happened, but we made it happen.
We're here, backstage with the Simple Church Podcast. Thank you for listening. We're live on Facebook today. We're going live each week. We can see it right here out on the interwebs. We got a special guest,
Come on.
Pastor Putt.
Pastor Passion.
Hey now.
Pastor
I
Passion,
like it.
son. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Pastor Pat. I like that.
Pastor
No, it's
Passion.
Pastor Passion.
Oh, Pastor
Passion.
Passion.
There's a
That's
little
good.
bit of an inside story there because I got a lot that I got to. Number one, I'm very thankful for you doing it, Putt Putt.
And you know who you're going to be thankful is watching?
Who's that?
Jacqueline Adcock.
Jacqueline Adcock. What I'm
Tuning
talking
in
about?
live.
What's I'm talking about? Welcome, Jacqueline. Hadn't seen you in a while. I'd love to. Where hospital is she working at now? Isn't she?
I'm not sure. Jacqueline, let us
Yeah,
know. Put
yeah.
it on the
Tell us
internet.
where you. I think she's Doctor. That's Doctor Adcock to you.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
That's right. I know her from when she was doing mission trips.
Yeah, well, I'm thankful to have her.
right.
So, Putt. So, what I'm going to try to tell all these people is that you did a good job of kind of quickly going on everything, but let's go a little deeper into how it actually shook out.
How'd we get here, Putt? First of all, introduce yourself. Anybody missed the message yesterday, they're listening, they can go back and watch it on demand now. It's
I
on the
like
app
how
and
you
the
get
YouTube.
quiet when the mic's on. That is the furthest thing from who you are.
I'm listening.
The red mic.
Yeah, you got the red on from Spring Hill,
Yeah.
and that who was it used to have the cover on?
Oh, that's shout out to Jim and Vicky Haygood, First Baptist Church.
Yeah,
There we
see?
go.
Yeah, the dust cover, the color.
Oh, you had.
That's
to
why I had to have it.
That was what
I still love them so much.
80s.
And she they live in North Arkansas now, and so she loved on the message yesterday.
Is she in her? Was that in the 90s that you were in that church?
Yes, growing up.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what
Well,
I'm
We
I
had
was in
multiple
I was
people.
in Methodist church, but Jameson, my buddy Jameson,
Right.
I talk about all the time. It's his parents,
That's so
and they
awesome.
would sing, and that's all I remember is the dust covers.
Oh, that was the way to do
Yeah.
it back in the day. All right, so we'll get over dust covers. Let's get back into real fast how this message in this series came about.
So we were in Honduras, and
Because you said it in the beginning of the message.
yeah, and we got down there, and I literally the first night, Lucas and I are sharing a room, and I woke up at 2:00 in the morning with God telling me to write the devotion. And nobody asked me. I didn't know who was doing it,
Right.
and I was just like, whatever. So, but I could not go back to sleep until I did it. So I did it. I just because Robin just kind of put when she called me crazy. It kind of just was
Got an
circling in
earworm,
my head,
son.
yeah. And I'm like, well, I really am crazy, so I need to get deeper with that because she's 100% correct.
And the truth is she called us both crazy, didn't she?
She did, she did, but
is 100% right on both of
on
them.
both
what I'm
of
saying.
them
There ain't no
with all
doubt.
love. She just told me
Yes.
not to mention.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean, this
di-
is podcast. It's behind
yeah.
the scenes. We're going
Yeah.
backstage. We weren't public. There's only a few people watching, but she's right. We are crazy. There ain't no doubt.
Right.
But what I want to bring up is what I thought was fascinating. I don't remember the leader's name in Honduras, but when she said, "I really need to embrace," it was his wife.
Sony.
No, other guy's wife. Not Dennis's. Dennis ain't married.
Matthias.
Mattea, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, "I got to embrace my crazy. You just encouraged me because most of the time it's frowned upon."
Yeah. But like we all connected with it because, I've always, I don't know. And when I started finding it in the Bible, like crazy, it just kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then when I brought it up, then you were like, man, I've been called crazy my whole life because I'm
Right.
taking kids into dangerous places. And
Yeah.
it just set the whole tone for the week. And I can't come up with something like that. Yeah, she looked me dead in the eye and said, man, y'all are crazy. And that's all I could react is nobody ever said we weren't. But then I got to get deeper and it's like, I need to channel that towards my spiritual growth.
Yes. All right. So, are you willing to be a little transparent in here?
Sure.
No, because here's why. I mean, you did a great job presenting a message, okay? But what I know about you is I know your heart, and I know the real Putt Putman.
Yeah.
And I know your parents. One thing you didn't put in the message that I thought should have been in there, because you didn't even let me look at it. I told you I didn't want to look at it.
Well, but you weren't here.
Yeah, I know, but I
you
said
were
I don't
at
want to
Ian's
look at it.
graduation, and
Right.
I could have used a lot more prep.
No, you did
No, that's
great.
cool. I'm out to the wolves.
You did great. No, what I was going to say is only one thing that I thought you should have put in there, just knowing you, and that is that your son done bought a nightclub. Your preacher son done bought a nightclub.
Yeah.
Because when you go back into your past, because when we met in life group. Okay, I mean, really got close in life group because we
got close on the first Honduras trip.
I know, but
really weren't close in life group. No, that's where we met.
That's where we met. So when you came to life group, though, your life was in a transition, as I said on Sunday morning.
Whoa!
But it was in a transition.
Yeah,
you weren't.
I was in the lowest point of my life,
and that's what I want to talk about because what me and Angie talked about all through the afternoon, and it was emotional in a good way. Is where you were when this whole thing started and where you are now is absolutely crazy because your marriage wasn't in a great place by your own admission. You weren't in the business you're in now. You go through a little bit of where you were when we met and then what God has done since then. And if I'll fill in what I know, because that may be as much as you want to share.
Yeah. So, I had a Lincoln Town Car, 77 Lincoln Continental, Easter yellow with the red velvet interior. Longer, as my dad would say, than a bad girl's dream. And so we're actually hanging out at night, and we go the wrong way up a hill on a one-way. And that's where I met Ryan Doherty.
Okay.
And he's flagging, hey, y'all are going the wrong way. Somebody was coming, it was about to kill us. And he flagged it and kind of saved my life. So then we met, started talking, and then he was playing with American Tragedy, and I'd always loved them growing up. And so I met him, and I knew Kyle. Within 6 months later, Ryan wanted a bar, Kyle wanted to support one. So I just put them together.
Right.
But they drug me in, and Sarah was like, if you do this, I'm telling you no, do not do this. And I did it anyway. And I mean, we were at the point to where we were just signing. We were getting a divorce because we tried, and I was still doing. I mean, I was doing the restoration stuff, but I had a huge ego and all that comes with it, and so basically it was just when we got back, we went to California with Samuel and the family, and when we come back, and then Samuel looked at me. Because I was, it was alcohol and maybe weed involved. And,
you won't confirm or deny.
Yeah, and Samuel looked at me and said, "Man, you are in a bad spot." And when you're there, you kind of know it, but you're justifying. Mm-hmm. And that changed my life forever. When he straight up told me, and I knew I had to do something different, but and then that's when I joined the life group, and then that's when I went to Honduras for the first time.
Yeah.
And, man, I said 16, but it was way before that.
It was 15.
Okay.
It was February 15.
So I'd already sold the bar because
we told the testimony.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I say all this is because you couldn't go into all that, and I wasn't going to throw all that out there, but what's amazing to me, when I met you, you were just sold the bar or whatever. Something was going on with that. Your business wasn't really where it needed to be. Your marriage wasn't where it needed to be. You had all this other stuff going on. And then literally you surrender to, all right, I'm going to go to this life group. I'm going to go on this mission trip. You got your life right. Went to Clint. Obviously, Clint was a part of this, getting counseling.
So all that was because Clint was at Samaritan.
Right.
He wasn't even, he was just freshly back from Iraq. And
so I just go back to you started working on and putting time into doing the right thing. And now here we are. How many years has this been gone? 10 years, roughly?
Mm-hmm. Or more, 12.
Okay. So then think. Now you've sold your business and working with Belfour, which is an unbelievable company and unbelievable horizons, making more than you thought you'd ever make in your life. You got a beautiful wife that loves you, serving in church, healthy marriage. You got 2 great kids that are knocking it out. We got a 14 in the world. You got silk rope, whatever that Louie does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's aerial gymnastics. She's
on
knocking
a
out
world level.
Going to Italy to compete, all right? You've been on more mission trips than you ever thought you'd be on in your life. And I'm sitting there watching a guy get on the stage and speaking. And if I'd have told you when you walked in that life group, hey, man, one day you're going to be on the stage, you'd be like, you're crazy.
No way.
You're like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's what got me is not everybody knew that backstory. You couldn't go into all that. You know, you only got so much time. Now you know how hard it is, too, by the way, in a short amount of time to get all that out there.
And that's what's special about it, too, to me, is to see that perspective and to be humbled like that. I needed that so bad. And, we rehearsed Thursday, but that spotlight was different. It was the same, but it was different. The echo, the lights were, even though it was during the day, it was darker.
Yeah, it just.
Bro. And then it's the friends that cut you down. It's
Right.
the internal haters that cut you the deepest. I was reading. You know what I was reading? What I wrote. I wrote it and I prepared and just hating.
Yeah, but why I say that, they're focusing on those things, but I'm really looking at, it's a miracle.
Well, but not only that, but God wants us to do hard things, and in those hard things, because look, and like you said, all the success, all the money, I ain't gonna lie, I'm in one of the roughest spots in my life right now. But it's just another. Every low point in my life has ended in the highest point in my life. So I'm excited. I know that's coming. Boy, I'm ready because I can't. I'm in a rut. However, when you do hard things like that, it's not about. Because I remember listening to Evan and telling him, how good he did, and he just changed the subject on me, and I get that now because it's not for that.
Right.
It's for I stepped out and did it. And look, I wanted to bail out 100. I had 100 different wonderful excuses to get out of that.
Sure.
And I knew the devil was coming at me, and I'm telling you, hard. It was, and then I was more determined to do it, and I think it was more special that I messed up at the 11 for me, just because it's not about me, and
Right.
it's not about how I did, because that's not even what I do.
Right.
I don't speak at all. I can't even form a normal sentence together when I'm talking to somebody normally, and then but to face that fear is so many lessons and blessings in that. And that's what made it special.
And what I was trying to tell you is people are, you're the first person really to do that's not on staff. And people are like, well, what was that like for you? And I'm like, I'd trust Putt with whatever. It don't matter to me. You already know that. And how that happens is because I know you. I know what you've been through. I know what God's doing in your life. I know the path you're on. And so what I'm attempting to do in this podcast is unpack it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because a message is a message. It's one thing that you get it out. And you did a great job of explaining how we got where we are and what happened. But there's so much more. For example, even Haiti. When I go back to it, you can't include everything because we got Honduras. We're raising money. We're fixing to do it again this Thursday. We got there's so much involved in why it was that way. And that trip is where that message came from because we connected on that's crazy. But when I look at your life and what God has done, it's way beyond a message. It is everything involved in that. And that's where I'm super proud of you. Most people don't get sober. They struggle with it and they keep on going on. Most people don't save their marriages with God's help, obviously. But that's where everybody goes, it's God. Yeah, but you got to do it. You got to go, I want to do that. Most people aren't really working as hard as you do. I know how hard you work. I've been with you on the hurricane scene, and it is no joke, son. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go do what you did is, and I told you then, they ain't most of our people, I can tell you most of our staff couldn't do what you do. I can promise you that. There's just no way. They're not built that way. Whine, complain. We just could not possibly put up with no electricity, nowhere to eat, nowhere to sleep, work 16 to 18 hours a day, get a couple hours sleep, and start over again. We don't like we got to stay an extra 30 minutes. Man, what we going to do, man? Why we got to? And I go back. That's the job, and it is to get the school. We were in South Louisiana getting those schools up and running and all that kind of stuff, and that's where Belfort and Restoration. Yesterday I had a call, and I'm like, hey, Putt, we need you on this house. because when someone's in that situation, they don't know what to do either. And that's your expertise. That's what y'all do. You can solve the problem. But I saw you solving problems in Haiti way before we were down there. Some of my favorite moments with Putt Putman was when we got down to Haiti and all these kids were sponsoring kids right and left. And what'd you say to me when them kids walked up to the bus?
Well, he was like, "Man, did you sponsor the left side of the parking lot?" And I said they kept giving me eye contact.
He said, "I don't need them to
They
look
kept
me in
looking
the
me in
eye."
the eye, and then the one that I sponsored, then he had a twin.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. And
You
then they
can't
had
do
a
one without
cousin.
the other.
Then they had a cousin.
And then
And it was on from there. But we go back to so many great memories of all that. And that's what I thought you did good of trying to tell. How many people went to find a life group after that? I can tell you a bunch were like, man, I really need to do it. I had an older gentleman come up to me after the message. He's like, I really need to go on a mission trip. I need to go to this Juarez one. I need to do it. He's in his 70s, maybe even later 70s. He's like, I need to go do this. That's why you do it. It's like it's a movement for those people. We've had our moments and your movements, but you're motivating, encouraging people to take those steps.
Yeah, and we might have been standing there together, but the guy was like, "Man, I've been procrastinating for 10 years." He said, "And now I'm determined. I'm doing it now." And I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah. And then I sent you an email of somebody yesterday and their response
How
to the
beautiful
message.
was that?
Yeah. And that's why.
Because he's been exiled from culture and all that because he's been labeled crazy.
Yeah.
But now he knows that's what his blessing is to God. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just
I was just trying to tell you because
golly.
we had a lot of discussions on all that. All right, Evan, Josh, what do you? I know I dominate, so I'm trying to let y'all ask, but I got to make sure that it's kind of set
He
up.
does. You can't get a word in. But what I wanted to say is, because you said it, but then you never stopped, is trust. I wanted to touch on that. His trust is unbelievable. He didn't ask me about the message. He didn't ask me anything.
Not micromanaging. No, he's not.
Not even micromanaging. Like not even what are you doing? Nothing. So that was pretty amazing.
And that's because,
And the opposite of fear is trust.
amen. And I mean it genuinely.
Look,
I wasn't worried.
That's the third time you've done it. You about to end up on staff as a preacher. You keep on dropping these.
Pastor Putt.
Pastor Putt.
You keep on dropping.
Hey, you got to
he
come to
don't- he said-
Honduras. You don't even know.
Yeah. He gets down in that world. There's a whole nother world. And there's so much we can talk about. Let me go there for a minute. All right, so you're talking about get down to Honduras. What we've said every time we've gone out of the country, and you said it in your message, but it was quick, and most people wouldn't understand this. You said it's a reset. We've said it all the time.
Oh man, it's the ultimate
Explain what
reset.
that means for the person that
And you and I have talked about it too, but you can't, even if you, and look, I love serving here. I love serving locally, and we do.
Yep.
But until you get out of the country, you can't unplug. It's not possible to do it here like you do in Honduras. And so when you completely unplug, and then you're vulnerable, you're listening, and then you see Dennis and all the team that are, they are on the same. They got Jesus in their lap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they're so focused. They're so like the discussions where we're discussing football or Cowboys. They're discussing,
Yeah.
Bible verses, and I mean they're really figuring it out. And it just it's mandatory for me. I mean, like I said, I think I've done 7 trips, but I hope to get to do 100 more. It's just a whole different connection. And once you go with somebody, like you can know somebody for 10 years, but you go for 1 week and you're lifelong
It's the truth.
homies.
That's the truth. And that's why I want people to hear it. It's like in the message, we say these things, and you were not a staff member. You are not working for the church. You're a guy that came to a life group, committed to the church, serving in the church, but then start taking these steps, and it took you to a whole nother level that I don't think you or I or anybody else thought would be, including your daddy. That's why I love putting Mike Putman in there, and he was just like, y'all going down there to see them. They coming to see you. Now, I don't know why y'all going down there. They coming up here.
I got good news for you. You ain't got to go to Honduras this year. I was like, why, Daddy? Hey, coming to see you.
Because older people sometimes our parents, sometimes people in the generation before us are like, I don't understand. Like, why y'all keep doing all? And that's what you don't understand. You go down, God does something in those moments that he doesn't do in other places. And I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I can't explain it. I'm just telling you it's different.
Yeah.
That's different. That's Mike Putman, too.
It is. That's different. Even though it's the same, it's different. So Dad used to tell me to do something, like you can't do that or you do that. I was like, well, Dad, you do it. Well, that's different.
Sound like me talking.
All right,
to my
Evan.
kids.
That's
Sorry.
it. We got folks tuning in. That's all right. Jesse Embry watching.
Hey,
Kathy
Jesse.
Carter, Brenda, Galen, Kathy Barnes watching. Thank you for being on Facebook. If you're
Thank you,
listening
Kathy.
to the podcast later, you can join us on Mondays when we do it live on the Facebook, but you can also download the podcast version with the audio. So, Josh, I'll let you go first here. You got any thoughts with Putt yesterday? Questions? We said, Josh, you want to speak in main service? He's like, oh, no, I'm not ready for that yet.
Oh yeah, they asked me that this morning. I was like, I need another year of preaching under my belt before I even think about getting up there. Because when we did the FX event last Christmas, and I got on that stage, I was like, how do you see up here? These
You
lights
don't.
are bright.
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah, no.
He said no.
But it's the echo.
I was different. I'm nervous enough speaking in front of 36th, 7th, and 8th graders every week.
You're doing it. That's where you learn your trade.
Absolutely.
You get it. What was funny to me is when Putt comes off and he looks at me, he comes after the first video and he said, I'm telling you, there's an echo. I ain't used to the way it sounds. I said, Putt, you got to
It
ride with
wasn't
it.
in rehearsal.
It wasn't there in rehearsal, but I'm telling you, I got it in my ears. And I said, you got to power through, Putt.
Got to fight
Psych
through.
you out.
Oh,
Well, so does everybody know what System 1 and System 2 thinking is?
go ahead, give it to him.
So System 1 is more like routine, and I can't remember it all, but it doesn't take as much brain power.
Okay.
System 2 is like new stuff, and so you're having to tune in more, and it wears you out faster. Son, by that 11 o'clock, I was done. I skipped a whole part about K because it was funny, because it wasn't funny to me anymore. And when I said timeout, it had nothing to do with production or anything.
I thought the screen messed up.
Yeah.
I was in the 11.
Well, and my MS-DOS locked up, which is
Explain
my
MS-DOS.
brain.
That's right.
I'm talking like from one to another. I thought it was wrong, but it was right. But I shut that. That's all I had, and it was just at the beginning of the 11 o'clock. And I said timeout. Chip had a
Coronary.
jump ball, and
I was back in the back with Chip, and he was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "I don't know what's going on, but I think Putt's froze up, son. He's
Yeah.
gonna come back. Give
But
him a minute."
you know that hourglass that comes on. I needed a minute.
Load screen.
So the backstage look is there's a confidence monitor, and
Yeah.
we normally put bullet points. You use bullet points, Justin, every week when the person speaks. Putt had all his notes, every word written
Yeah.
out, and across 3 screens.
Right.
And it was just a different style. It was different.
It
preference.
was.
And so when that stopped working, I was like, oh, no, his screen's gone. I was like, Mallory.
But it didn't stop working.
It was just
That
need a
brain
break.
stopped working.
My brain stopped
Yeah, no,
working.
'cause
It
me-
was there the whole time.
Me and Courtney immediately turned and looked at the screen. He's like, "Oh, did it go black?" I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's still
No,
up there.
Yeah.
Well, what's so hard, people never understand until they do it. And what I tell you yesterday afternoon in a nice G-rated version is people love to talk. It's a whole nother level to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, and it's natural. So like we're gonna talk, we're gonna talk whatever. But where I was really proud of you is that you didn't just talk about it. You did it. You went up there and you did it. And everybody else can say whatever, and they're all gonna process it. But God uses it when you surrender. And He did it in Honduras on that morning. You knew you were supposed to give that devotion. I've never had the idea to do the series, but when you said it, I was like, that's a series. We need to do that, but you need to. We were all joking, but kind of serious. Like, hey, you need to do it. You're like, I'll do it. Then you're like, give me a month. And I called you a month ago. What'd you say? Is it really a month out? And then you said, I don't think that's a full month. I'm like, I don't know what a month is, but I think I gave you plenty of time.
And it wasn't. But I started prepping right then.
And you did it amazing. This guy put in more time and more energy and effort. He brought in Kyle, his buddy.
didn't
He
even
brought
look
in
like
Clint. Oh, yeah, you did.
It
Yes,
did.
it did. It definitely looked like it. If you hadn't prepared and put it all together, it'd have been all over the map. You'd have never done it. And people learned and got something out of it, and they still will. It'll be out there. Now, obviously, every Sunday, I told you this, I get back afterwards and I go, I could have done that better, or that wasn't good. Or,
Every week.
Absolutely.
I felt like that was wrong, or man, I can't believe this. And that's the way.
And I will say the love I've gotten is unbelievable. I'm still processing it, but between social media and messaging and I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know why, but it's just.
But you got to understand, you're them. So you said people look at us and they go, well, "That's your job. That's what you do." And that's what I told you. What I admire about it is that is what you were supposed to do, and it connects with people because they go, "Man, I don't think I could ever do that."
No matter what, yeah, that makes sense.
And then you're like, "No, you did it, son." I mean, people talk about it, but you did it, and God used it. There ain't no doubt.
So I had trouble sleeping this week, but Saturday night I woke up at 1 and I'm like, I'm not thinking of anything. I'm not going to do this. So then I went back to sleep. Woke up at 3. I'm like, it's not time yet. No screens. No. And then so I slept pretty good.
Yeah,
but it
wore you
that
out.
old devil was trying to wake me up.
He was talking to you, son.
Yeah.
But you did it. All right, Evan, what do you got? Come on, I got plenty of other questions. I just don't want to dominate. I'm going to try to give you.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Maryland tuned in. Again, you can join us on Facebook there. You're listening on the audio. But, Putt, I want to know, so tell us a little bit about the scriptures you picked. Was it something that you had known those verses? You went when you were looking?
That was from the Google search
there we go.
for the notes.
Yeah.
And so it was, I think it was 2 Corinthians,
That sounds
when
right.
we're out of our mind is for God.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that hit me. And that was the first one I found. And, I'm out of my mind. So it is for God. Nobody's ever told me that.
Right.
That's awesome.
And then you brought up, and this is why I say, trying to really make it where everybody can grab a hold of it. Every story in the Bible is crazy. But what's funny is if you put it in our modern context, people are like, well, why would you do that? That's crazy. I'm like, the guy that we are following is crazy. I mean, okay.
Jacked up.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, look at the whole. So what's funny is like we know that a guy building an ark, pretty nuts. Okay,
They told him at the time he was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, burning bush, and then like going to Pharaoh, the biggest leader in the world. Nuts, crazy. You brought up, whether it was Moses or Noah or whatever it is. Then you go to Jesus, like going against the Roman Empire, and not doing it with violence, doing it with kindness and love and serving. Absolutely out of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
People dropping their jobs and following. I mean, a virgin giving birth to the Son of God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I always say it. It's like, and then we want to not be crazy and yet say we're following him. And then if you are crazy because you're trying to accomplish something for the kingdom, people can't wrap their heads around it because we go, nah, I don't know if I'm that crazy. I don't know if I'm really up for that. That's why I always loved you. Is like, still do, but I mean, I loved you early on because you're like, man, no, I'm gonna do it. We're going for it. And when we went to Haiti, murder capital of the world, then Honduras, murder capital of the world. I can't even say it. It was over and over again. It's like, why are y'all going down there? Why are you going down there? But every time, God had a purpose and a plan in that. And that's where I just go back to, thanks for being crazy enough to really do it,
And that story I told about riding in the flatbed truck, Evan was with me.
Yeah.
And so the van was broke down, and we didn't know Dennis at the time because this is the first time. He was there, and yes, that's Dennis Miller, but we didn't have a relationship that we do now.
And Dennis Miller is the main guy for Aquaviva.
Not the comedian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the comedian, Dennis Miller.
So, I've never made that connection. MS DOS. Anyway. So anyway, they tell us, man, our van's broke down, but as long as everybody agrees not to put it on Facebook, because it's still living water, we can ride in the back of the truck. And I was like, man, whatever. But when we head out of the Domar, and because like
that's a hotel.
we're always that's a hotel. Every time we're in a van. So, but the locals are 5 people on a motorcycle, like just
Sitting
stuff
on each
that
other's
don't
shoulders.
fit.
Right.
So now all of a sudden we've got 16 or 11 people in the back of a truck, and it is just instant street cred. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and they're laughing, and then all of a sudden it was crazy, but it connected with them, because they were like, man, look at these American gringos in the back of this truck. And we were just, no doubt, fellas.
Mad respect.
Yeah. And then when the van got fixed halfway through, we're like, man, can we
ride
ride
back in the truck?
It was way more fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's just wild, too, when you talk about getting out of the country in perspective of we have problems. We have things we all deal with. But to think in 2025 or 2015 that they cannot access running water, and we just assume for our whole life we're always going to have running water. It's never been a question, never been a problem. Think about being a parent, having all these issues, and then when you think about it and you get there and see face to face this community walking to get water, not able to get it, having to go, and you think about like, okay, that could be me. Like, I'm blessed to live where I live. I was born where I was born. I don't know why. But I do know that there's people in the world who are suffering, who are going through hurt, and God's solution for those problems is us.
Yeah.
And that we get to be a part of that solution, and it is so life-giving and rewarding. And we talk about trips, and we talk about going, that all of us have gone on these trips, and that's who we want to be because it takes you out of your problems. And just for a little bit, it puts in perspective, like, okay, I could be in a third-world country. I don't know why, God, you put me here, but I'm going to do what I can with my part. And then we've got these ones coming up. So if you're going to go to Juarez, we're going in October. There's a men's trip. We've got one signing up for next year. You got information that you can go on the website, click on the app. We'll put links in the show notes here.
Don't they have SK too? And there's
It's
family
full.
trip. Oh, is it
But
full already?
what's so special to me, though, is they have problems, but our blessings give us more problems.
Yeah.
And
That's another one.
Pastor
well,
Putt.
that's
Keep
that
it up.
Garth Brooks.
Keep it
That's
up.
right.
That's what I was talking about. But
Christy Montgomery actually just said it. Said every blessing has a curse, and every curse has a blessing. Love that.
Well,
Thank you, Christy.
but that's why it's the ultimate reset, because our problems are complications of our blessings.
Right.
And when you keep it simple like they do, whether they have a choice or not, then you're more focused on God and the answers and the true, like, spiritual connection instead of all this crap that gets in the way.
Isn't that the truth? And that's what people don't understand. Is like, and I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking about just trips and out of the country, and I think the reason why is because it's your dad's story, and we're going to go to it, but Putt always tells me his dad's story. So every time we're on a trip, your parents influence you in a way, or you have stories you grew up with that you've heard or whatever. But he mentioned it like you're running at number 5.
Can I break that down real quick?
Yeah, run it down. Because then
so when I was 16, we were mowing for my dad. He had this CenturyTel. They have the little remote locations, and we used to mow them and clean them. And so me and Cody Manuel are headed over to Plain Dealing in this, I'm talking 85 Dodge van with a trailer that's like 8 foot long, just long enough for a mower. Well, it starts fishtailing, but I'm just rolling with it. Well, it blows a tire. So I called Dad. He said, "Where you at?" I said, "Well, we just got to where we were going." He's like, "No problem. Unload the mower, and I'll come change the flat for you." He's like, "All right." So he gets there, and he starts changing the flat on the trailer. Well, then I'm rolling on the mower, and then I get a flat on the mower while he's there. And he's still cool. He says, "All right, well, that's fine. Pull it on the trailer and we'll go get it fixed." And when I went to shift on that snapper, when I went to shift in 5th gear, he dropped on one knee. He goes, "There's your problem, number 5."
And the story
The life
is
lesson.
The story is
Slow down.
you're going
too fast. Yeah.
So me and
he
Putt
pointed to that 5. That's your problem.
right there.
Number 5.
Oh Lord, poor Dom. He gonna start hearing that now. 'Cause
Well,
he's
it
always
wasn't-
in number 5. He's in number 6.
And so what I'm telling you is, you get to Honduras, you go from a 5 to a 1.
And you can't help it.
You cannot help it. And in our culture, okay, even on vacation, you're worried about spending money. Did you spend enough? Is it right? Where do we got to go? What are we going to do to get everything? When you go on a mission trip and you get out of the country and everything, especially in Latin American countries, slows down, then the next thing you know, you're forced to get to number 1, and you experience things unlike anywhere in the world. When you finally get to that place, you're just like, and that story came out, and we may have been riding on a bus or in the hotel or something, because we were talking about, man, we're finally stopping. Everybody works so much. You're trying to do so much. It's just go, 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 go. And then you don't have time, and you get to those third world countries, and they don't have as much blessings as us, quotations.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, they're like going, man, I'm just enjoying the fact can I just throw it? The best fried chicken you've ever eaten in your life is in Honduras.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. We've had good fried.
I have heard this from multiple people.
They killed a chicken.
Farm to table.
It is farm to table. It's farm buttermilk grease gullet. You know what I'm
they
saying?
soaked it in buttermilk, and but put so much love in it.
It's nothing but love.
Yeah,
And man, you just eat it on the drill site.
right there, they got it set up. Yeah,
Them ladies come out there and they give you everything they got. The best chicken.
that's the thing, man.
They give you the best food.
We go to help them,
and man, they just
but they help us 100 times.
Y'all convinced me. I'm gonna go to Honduras for all the right reasons.
Yeah,
but I'm going for that chicken.
You ain't gonna be disappointed.
Well, it'll be a different village, but yeah, that's pretty much the menu: chicken
right.
and
then,
chicken.
And you know what they've been dropping on us lately though? Homemade donuts.
Mm.
You don't even understand. It's just like they'll make all this by hand and just put it, and then you just come on, you know.
If y'all watched the video, you didn't see the hand motion of how to make the donuts.
Yeah, that was it. I can show you, but it's unbelievable because like in our world, you go into a restaurant.
You got all the pots and pans and all the fancy
They ain't got
equipment.
They
and
ain't
all
running
that.
up to the McDonald's up there to grab you
No.
something. It's all handmade love.
And when you doing the concrete for the well site, ain't no concrete truck coming. Ain't one down there. You throwing rocks up against the screen.
yeah, you gotta screen it yourself. You gotta mix it yourself. I mean,
But it's so special.
it is. There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Anyway, I had to go number 5 because that's a great story.
Yeah, but Dad was a Marine growing up, drop out of high school, went to Vietnam, served 2 tours. 43 of his platoon went over there, 3 came back.
Wow.
And so UDT Marine, and that's what me and Kyle talk about all the time is, he was hard. It seemed hard at the time, but every single lesson, I mean, he wanted to teach us. And he did, from backing up a trailer to whatever. And like if we'd lay out all night and come in at like 5 a.m, like when I was living in the trailer on the airport road next to their house, well, he would mow. He knew that we hadn't been home long and nursing our heads. He would mow. It sounded like he was mowing down the hallway. He had 20 acres and he would mow around that trailer until we woke up. But that's the extra love that makes us who we are. And Kyle, to this day, well, he told Jet when Jet came to church last week and Dad was there, he's like, Jet, that's the one. That's Mike Putman. That's where all the sayings and lessons come from. Pay attention.
Hey, I'll give you one other too because we got to give Diane love. So there's a funny saying about his mama too. I can't necessarily say it, but she has a nickname back from Methodist Church. Or
From
whatever.
our preacher.
From the preacher.
Dang Diane.
Yeah, with another word, but y'all feel me. But what I love about her and them, she's the most encouraging, sweet. Because we talked about KVKI. That ain't no joke.
They were there all 3 services.
Yep, they were.
They're 80 and 79 years old.
And she rode through all of it. He
From
rode through all
Spring Hill. Got here at like 8:15.
How did she say it to you?
What?
How did Mama say that? It went?
Boy, you did so good. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Papa, that's my putt.
Dude, I know you played college golf, so I played high school golf, and when I would duff it, oh, good shot. Now, my 5th grade, when I played football, and I was so little, y'all. Like, when I got my license, I was 5'5" and weighed 90 pounds. But when I played football, on my way, my mom would tell me, now, Put, all those boys want is that ball, so you just throw it up and run the other way. That was my football
Don't
prep.
get killed out there. Hey, what's so funny? She's so sweet. You just don't have.
So that's why I love soft rock.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was her jam.
I brought
And
it up
so-
because that's where Michael. So when we get out there in the world, we connected on Kenny G and Michael Bolton, and it drove Brittany and everybody up. Angie, they all get crazy with us. But I'm like, that's in our soul.
Yeah. And
then-
me and Mama went and saw Kenny G at
And she
Disney
cried.
World, and it was just
And y'all cried.
solid tears. It was that
Hey,
never ending note, son.
And did my boy hit the sax on Sunday?
Nailed it.
Daniel was like, good night.
Yeah.
I'm also a child of 96.5.
Yeah.
You talking about
KBKI.
Delilah? Yeah. Yeah.
Say something.
Shout out to my mom. She,
That's
Putt, special guest watching. Julie
Honduras.
Stunkel
Come on
tuned in
now.
live to see you.
Oh, of course
She's
she
watching.
did.
I love Julie, and I called her and got my got her blessing for what I was gonna say and with the Honduras. But she is, dude. And so I just remember when Living Water was pulling out, and we all got so close to Dennis and Emilio, and we all knew we had to do something. And when I tell you I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together, then it was like probably 6 years ago,
something like that.
and but I knew I had to do something, so I called Dennis. I said, "Listen, I know this is crazy, but here it is again. It's crazy." I said, "But I've got to help you somehow." He's like, "Well, then let me get you in touch with Julie." She had already got the same thing from God and talked to him, and then she just stepped. You talking about stepping out?
Oh, she stepped out. Tattoos and all this week.
Oh yeah, when is that?
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday when?
I don't know.
Okay.
Morning maybe. I don't remember. Before the event, Wine to Water, which is cool. That's going up Thursday too.
Yeah.
So I only say that just because Julie, Brittany, all of them have stepped out, and all of them have the heart to help, and they all have been told they're crazy at one point or another. Walking 118 miles, you're crazy. Like,
And
why would you do
what's
that?
super crazy is I worked so hard that because I didn't work out, I didn't play golf for 18 years. Like, I built this business, and we worked so hard that I got 2 herniated discs and a cracked disc. And when I tried to walk, I was loving on them and taking them water and everything. But when I tried to walk with them, I couldn't. And I want to walk so bad, I couldn't walk more than a mile. I thought I could do like 2 or 3 miles, but last year I couldn't go more than a mile. And then, praise God, I got my back fixed in Kentucky through decompression and PRP and stem cells. And so the next time we walk, I'm going, and I don't know if I can do 118, but I guarantee you I can do at least half.
Come on, that's
And,
crazy.
Yeah,
You
and
do.
so I'm fired up about that too.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So we'll put a link to Wine to Water. We'll put some information about that if you want to check it out in the show notes. It's coming up this Thursday, but you can support the organization all year round. And then next year, right, is when they're walking again.
Right.
We've done some videos on that. We'll put a link in the show notes if you want to see the story. It's incredible. The 118 miles is how far the average woman walked monthly, I think is right.
I think that's right.
I think it's once a month how much they would walk to get water. And so they decided to walk this to go and to raise money and support to get
In 3
wells
days.
equipment. In 3 days.
Yeah, and of course, Americans are going to do it in 3 days, which makes no sense, which is crazy. Ladies, we know y'all do it in a month, but we're going to be crazy, and we're going to do 118 in 3. And them girls have done that and led that. And then Keith Sally.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
I bet all the money in the world that Keith Sally wasn't going to be able to do it, and that joker has proved me wrong once again. I'm so proud of him.
And then you know what he had to say about me giving him love?
So,
Something positive.
never ate no Big Mac. I said quarter pounder, whatever. It was a Coke and a McDonald's hamburger.
He don't,
I've got video.
Yeah, he don't. That's not. That's love. That's it.
I
You
know.
know. Golly.
In a weird way. And man, I'm glad I didn't cuss right there. It almost flowed right on out.
It's
He
live.
can drive me to cussing.
I know it. I know he can. God bless him.
it's the Lord working right there.
Yeah, there's miracles.
That was
All right,
close.
what else we got? We ain't got too much longer. I don't
That's
think.
it. We're about 45
Yeah.
minutes, Putt. I think the next question is when you speaking again.
Oh man.
Come on.
Oh man.
I heard never.
Yeah.
Hey, come on down
Ne-
to middle school. You can
I
come talk
never
to
say
these
never,
knuckleheads
and I'll
down
do
there.
what I need to do. But man, hang on just a minute. That was rough. I mean, and bless him, but I'm telling you, I never wanted to back out of something so bad in my life.
You did
You
it, though,
did it.
bro. You did it. That's why I love you. I'm proud of you. Super proud of you, man. Look at what God has done. Where you started, where you are, and we ain't done yet. We got
Thank
a lot
y'all
more
for
to
the
do.
support too, and Justin the whole way yesterday. Never not. I mean, I would mess up, and he would just tell me how good it was, like mom almost. And if
Ain't
somebody
nobody
pop off, he'd walk me back and say, "They don't know what they're talking about." You know,
They don't.
yeah.
No, man, because they don't understand, and I get it. I
He
know
said
your
people
journey.
talk stuff, but
Yeah.
you got to do stuff.
That's exactly right. That was. That's real talk. That's that late night Justin podcast we're
After
going
dark.
out with later.
Coming soon.
Oh, yeah. That's so good. Well, Putt would be a good guest on there because he's really minding his P's and Q's. We're all trying to be very good in this time.
Appreciate that.
But I can promise you, we've had a lot of fun doing God's work for the kingdom,
have.
man, all over the world. And I wouldn't have missed it for nothing. Super grateful that God put Putt in my life. And Sarah, and I bragged on Sarah, too, just because we all have a wife behind the scenes. Y'all know that. Angie's now more in front. Sarah's really behind the scenes, but she is a godsend. That is the sweetest, hard-working. She is an amazing
But has held
woman.
me accountable
Absolutely.
and made me a million times the guy that I
Yep,
was.
that's a fact. But I should just say that because I mentioned a Sunday in some of the service. I don't remember if I got it every one of them, but she volunteers every week in kids and been there with Julie doing kid stuff. But just amazing that God put us all together. Very, very thankful. We ain't done yet. Come on,
Amen.
cuz.
That's right.
Amen.
Josh, anything else?
Yeah, mission trips. I still need to go on one myself.
That's it. We'll get you there.
But other than that, guys, people, get out there and serve. Get out there and do something in your community, too. There's plenty of ways you can get out there and help out.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Absolutely. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on Facebook. Julie, thanks for tuning in. Paul Reeser, drop some comments. Everybody, let's
That
appreciate you
seemed
being
like
here.
5 minutes.
That's it. It flew by.
It's quick. It's 45 minutes. Happens
That's
quick.
it. And if you're listening, you can join us next week live. We'll keep recapping this, try this format. Let us know. We'd love the feedback, hear what's going on. And thanks for downloading Backstage with the Simple Church podcast or watch it on Facebook. We'll be back next week. New episode each Wednesday on the podcast. And on Mondays, join us on Facebook Live. Bye-bye.
That's crazy.
Peace.